Okay, Lufam, good morning. Welcome to today is what? Welcome to Tuesday piano lessons with Emmy John. I've not been able to shoot video for a while, but we are back fully. So today we're going to be looking at minor chords. What are the foundation of minor chords and how are minor chords used? A minor chord is a combination of a 1, a flat 3, and then a perfect fifth. So let me explain again. A minor chord is a combination of the 1, the minor third, and then the perfect fifth. Normally, a minor chord is a combination, a major chord rather, is a 1, 3, 5. But a minor chord is a 1, flat 3, and then 5. So therefore, we have C, E flat, and G as our minor chord on the key of C. So that is that. So now, how do you build minor chords on all keys? So one of the exercises I do or I will recommend is be able to take it chromatically. The word chromatically simply means moving in half steps. Half step. Simply means moving in +1. So that's called chromatic movement. So any movement you pick and you move it chromatically simply means you pick the movement and then you begin to move it on all keys. So that is chromatic movement. So now let's look at minor chords chromatically. Simply means taking the first C minor chord, begin to move it chromatically, meaning C sharp minor. Last time we looked at major, today we're looking at minor. So minor chord, C, E flat, and G. As I said earlier, on our lesson, we're going to take our time on YouTube to explore all the basics of chords we need to know, to enable us have a good foundation. So that's basically that. Last time we looked at major chords. Watch my video on major chords to be able to understand how the basic fundamental chord works. Now we are exploring minor chords. So after that, we'll now take some basic examples and then spread it out today. And also, don't forget, all lessons and more are all embedded in my 6-month piano lesson, which is on. Feel free to register on the number on the screen. And then let's get you registered and take your playing to the very next level. So that is that. So the minor chord for C, C, E flat, and G. C sharp, E, and G sharp. Remember, we're talking about chromatically, moving in half steps. Then we have D. Same pattern going D, F, A. Now, for the finger position, some people do this using this middle, while some do this. So it depends on what you are playing and what's peculiar to you. But the original fingering position to use is actually this. Do you know why it's good? So that it permits you to be able to slow. You see what I did now? So if I'm doing this, it will be difficult for me to do. So having this makes it easier, no matter the key I'm playing on. So that's basically how it works. So bear in mind that this is always the preferable hands to use. I know many of us, including me, when we are growing, we are used to playing 1, 2, 5. But remember, the basics and the most important one is this. Something might be popular, but not correct or not accurate. So we're going to correct every stuff now in the lesson, step by step. So I implore you, be able to work on your fingering position. It will help you to be able to explore more. So that is that. So we did for C minor, C sharp minor, D minor, D sharp or E flat minor, E minor, F minor, F sharp minor, G minor, G sharp minor, A minor, A sharp minor, B minor, and then finally C minor. Very important. Now, after learning all these minor chords, how do we actually use the minor chords? How do they work? That leads us to rule 2. be able to understand that after building the chord, it's not enough by knowing the chords, but being able to understand how the chord works and then applying the chords. So therefore, in the key of C, let's use C as a case study, and I'm going to take my time to spread it out to all other keys. So in the key of C major, we have our one chord as always a major chord. Your one chord is always a major. Your two chord is always a minor. Your two chord is always a minor. So the two chord, remember when we were doing on minor chords, we did this. We got this. So the two is always a minor. The three is always a minor. The three is always a minor. The three is always a minor chord. The four chord is always a major chord. Your four chord is always a major. Your four chord is always a major. Your five chord is always a major chord again when playing in triad form, always a major. Your five chord is always a major. Your six chord is always a minor. Your six chord is always a minor, remember? And then the seventh chord is always a diminished chord. So then back to the one. So I'm going to take my time later to treat on, I've looked at major, now I'm looking at minor. I'll take my time later to look at the diminished, which is the seventh chord, and then the dominant chord. So I had a question last week, somebody asking me, how does dominant chord work? Give us an example of dominant chords. So I'll treat that in future lessons. That's basically that. So, but I have a lesson in my 6 months training that focused on dominant voicings, how to build dominant voicings, how they are constructed, and how you can use them in your actual playing. So that's why I always implore and always talk about my 6 months piano training. Join up and take your playing further. So that's that. So now we've been able to understand on the key of C that our minor chords are the 2, the 3, and the 6. So whenever you are playing a 2, 3, or 6 chord voicing, bear in mind they are minors. Now let me give you some tricks you can use. Remember, when you're playing your 2, it's always a minor. When you're playing your 3, it's always a minor. When you're playing your 6, it's always a minor. Now, one important thing you should focus on looking at, apart from just the right hand minor chord, is the left hand chord I'm using to accompany it. Now I'm playing in different bass form. When we mean bass form, it simply means how large I'm extending my chord voicing on the left. Now, a regular minor chord on the left hand should be triad form, should be this. Meaning the same thing I'm playing on my right hand, being able to hold the same thing on the left hand. But now I love to extend. So see what I'm doing? I'm doing this one, leaving out the middle notes, holding this, and then this. So that's what I'm having here. So now I love to extend this 1 to 1. So I can extend to 9 or to 10. So depending on how far your finger can stretch. If your finger can stretch to this, I believe everyone can do this. If your finger can stretch to this, that's nice. If your finger can stretch to this, that's nice as well. But I will implore you to be able to stride this out. So I love to do this many of my voices. So when I was talking about the 2, 3, and the 6 chords, I did my 2 as this. My 2 chord as this. So I'm having D, the D notes, the A notes, and then the F note on my left hand. See now, it creates this feeling than just the regular. So give me this feeling. I'm just playing in bass 10. That's basically that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So bass 10. Same thing goes for my 3. I do my 3 as this. For the 3, always extend your chords on the left hand for your 3 chords. So I'm holding down E, B, and G. So for my bass 10, for my 3 chord. Remember where we came from and how we built this up. Very important. Always watch the video back again to be able to follow up and know where we are. Then finally the 6 chord, I did this. So I have A, E, and C. So very important. This is playing in bass 10. So it adds a different color to your voicing. So rather than just the regular C chord as this, so it gives me this. So what it gives. So So I'm just using minor chords. The only chord I'm using at the ending is the major chord, which is like a dominant voicing. We're going to look at that maybe very soon or time later. I'm looking at doing a lesson on worship, how to create worship ambience, and then we're going to look at all that. So basically what I was doing is just the melody. Did you know song? So I did C my bass 10. So I did this. So use this song to practice it out. So I did this for my 5. So I'm having the G, D, and B on the left hand. So I did the same thing for the 2 chord. So you can see how I use my 2, my 3, and my 6. The goal for this lesson is to be able to understand how I use these chords, the minor chords. So this is my 6 chord, this is my 2 chord. For my 3 chord, same thing. Now for Mary, did you know the end part, instead of using a minor chord, we use a major chord there. So remember, the major chord gives a happy feeling. I'm going to look at that later using suspended voicing. So let me play it again. What I did. So that's basically that. So I did this. So this is suspended voicing. So that is that. So basically for this lesson, take your time, work out on my left hand, how I tilted my left hand. And remember how I told you to apply them for your chords. So left hand voicing for the 6 chord, the 3 chord voicings for your minor, for your 2 chord voicing. So begin to apply them in church like this and see your playing become more vast, more big, and much more fuller. Let me try it on one more key before we call it a day. Let me look at the key of A major. So the key of A major. On the key of A major, remember we said our 1 chord on A is this: 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then back to the 1. So our 1 chord, we have this. So we said the minor chords, which is what we are treating on. The minor chords are the 2 chords, which is this regular 2 chord, the 3 chord, which is regular this, and then the 6 chord, which is F sharp minor. Very important. We're going to apply the same things we did on the key of C to extend them down. So let's play them basically first. So we have our 2 chord on A as this: B minor triad. That's our 2 chord. Then we have our 3 chord as C sharp minor triad. And then our 6 chord as F sharp minor triad. Very simple. That's that. Now let's try out what we did, holding down the triad on the right hand, and on the left hand holding down the bass 10. Very important. So let's start for the 2 chord first. So the 2 chord, I have this. So this is. I know it looks wide, but trust me, for those who will not be able to hit it, now, trust me, keep doing the exercise and you're going to hit it. One of the exercises that helped me on this, I love to stretch a lot using the minor 11 voicing. When I was trying out the minor 11 at the beginning, I was not able to stretch as this. But over time, it became comfortable. So, stretching yourself over and over time, it becomes comfortable. So that is that. So keep doing it over and over, you get used to it. So B, F sharp, and D. So that's our 2 chord. Then our 3 chord, we have this. So then finally we have our 6 chord as this. Very important. Simple. So let's go back to the 2 chord again. The 2 chord, I did this. So I've spelled out the notes, regular 2 chords, playing in bass 10. For the 3 chord, so I have C sharp, G sharp, and then E on the left hand. And then finally I have E. I have which is F sharp minor, which is for the 6 chord. So I have F sharp, C sharp, and E on my left hand. So learn to stretch like this to really help your voicing. So imagine I'm playing a worship segment with my pad on and I'm doing this. So how to confirm or transform simple voices to sound advanced. So it makes it fuller. So that's basically the lesson for today, guys. Don't forget to join about 6 months piano training and explore more and take your playing to the next level. Thank you, Emmy John.